Every family hides a few secrets, but what happens when secret grows inside the family itself? When love turns into betrayal and trust collapses between mother, daughter, and husband. Norma, between mother in law and daughter in law, is a quiet storm of emotions, showing how a single forbidden bond can destroy every line that holds a family together. Norma and Ifran's story begins simply. She is gentle and devoted. He is calm and loyal. Together, they represent the image of a young couple who believe that love alone can protect them from the world. When they married, Ifran insists they can live close to Norma's mother, Rina, a woman admired in her neighborhood for her beauty and independence. Rina has raised Norma alone after separating from her husband, and she is proud to see her happy daughter. At first, everything feels perfect. Rina becomes both mother and friend to Ifran. She cooks for them, join in jokes, give advice when they argue. Norma feels lucky. Two people she loves the most are getting along so well. The house glows with harmony. But love inside a house can sometimes overlap and boundaries begins to blur. Rina starts to see in Ifran the tenderness she once lost. Ifran, meanwhile, finds Rina the warmth of an older woman who understands him without judgment. Their connection starts as sympathy and quietly turns into attachment. Norma notices none of this. She is busy building her marriage, believing her family is stronger than ever. What she doesn't see is that behind her mother's smile and her husband's polite laughter, another story has begun. The turning point arrives through small changes. Reena begins to spend more time with Ifran than Norma. When Norma works late, Reena and Ifran shares long conversation over tea. At first, it seems harmless. A mother and her son-in-law talking. But their eyes lingers a little too longer. Their jokes becomes private. Norma sometimes walks into the room and finds them suddenly silent. Rina explains it away with a laugh and Ifran changes the topic. But an invisible tension fills the air. Days later, Norma feels Ifran drifting away. He becomes irresistible, detached, and often glued to his phone. When she reaches for him at night, he pretends to be asleep. She asks if he upset with her. He says, just tired. It happens on an ordinary afternoon. Norma returns home earlier than planned. She hears voices from bedroom, soft, nervous, and intimate. Her mother's voice says, she will come soon. Ifran whispers, don't worry, she trusts us. Norma stands frozen. Her heartbeat is so loud she barely hears the rest. She pushes the door open. Both turn towards her, face pale, eyes wide. No one speaks. Three lives fall apart in a single soundless moment. The next morning, Reena comes to her room, begging for forgiveness. She says she was lonely, that Ifran reminded her of love she lost. Ifran says it was mistake and that he was confused. Once betrayal, once revealed, can never be undone. Norma quietly listens, her eyes empty. When she finally speaks, her voice is calm. You both chose yourself. You left me with nothing. Eventually, she files for divorce. Ifran signs without protest. Reena tries to reach her, sending messages, pleading to talk, but Norma leaves the house and cuts all contact. Slowly, she learns that healing is not about forgetting, it's about accepting what can't be explained. Months later, a letter receives. It's from Reena. The handwriting, once confident, now shakes. Reena writes she is ill, that every day she wakes up haunted by what she did. She ends with, I don't ask for forgiveness. I just hope you can live in peace. Times move forward. Ifran leaves town, rumored to have started over elsewhere. Rina leaves quietly, avoiding the public eye. Norma, through scare, begins to breathe again. She joins a community project, helps other women who have suffered emotional betrayal, and finds strength in empathy. Her friends often ask if she hates her mother. She says no. Hate keeps the wound open. She simply chooses not to look back. The film isn't only about infidelity, it's about the fragile line that separates love, loneliness, and moral choice. Between Norma, Reina, and Ifran, every relationship begins from affection. A daughter's devotion to her mother, a husband's respect for his wife's family, a mother's need to feel loved again. Yet, when those emotions slip past their boundaries, affection turns poisonous. Rina seeks comfort and finds desire. Ifran confuses admiration with intimacy. Nora gives trust and receives betrayal. Each of them represents different form of love, marital, romantic, desperate, and the tragedy lies in how those form collides. And in the end, Norma's silence becomes her strength. She doesn't seek revenge. She chooses distance.